Good evening to you. I'm Cody Boyer.
And I'm Grace Blair. On your TV6 News tonight.
Working really hard as a team to try to tackle this very difficult issue. And I think it's important to facilitate these discussions.
The Attorney General in Manistee today, how she's helping to find solutions to stop sex trafficking in the UP.
Grocery delivery services like Shipt and Instacart are being double taxed here in Michigan. Coming up, learn about an effort happening at the state capitol aimed at fixing the issue.
The BridgeFest continues. We're just about to get started with the BridgeFest parade. I'm TV6's Colin Jackson tonight. I will show you what you can expect with the BridgeFest parade coming down through Hancock tonight and a little bit more about this weekend.
Shamco Lumber's new expansion is officially open. I'm TV6's Blake Ryerson. Coming up, how the family business is driving economic activity in Iron County.
From Upper Michigan's source, this is your TV6 News tonight.
Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel's UP tour made a stop in Manistee this afternoon.
Now, she met with community leaders to discuss solutions to human trafficking. TV6's Tristan Kendrick shows us what Nessel had to say.
Attorney General Dana Nessel was in Manistee today to discuss ways to prevent and spot signs of human trafficking in the UP. Local leaders, law enforcement, school officials, and healthcare professionals were in attendance. Nessel says having these discussions with community leaders could save thousands of people from falling victim.
So that people in different counties know what resources are available, but also to know what we're doing in Lansing, to know what programming we have, what kind of assistance we can lend, and also that we're putting the focus back on the survivors.
Nessel says there are several House bills currently moving through the state legislature that would help combat human trafficking.
I think this is my third consecutive term that we've been trying to push these bills, but they're incredibly important because what they do is they help protect survivors of human trafficking and help hold the traffickers accountable, and that's what everybody wants.
Nessel says law enforcement and mental health professionals tell her the hardest thing is getting a victim to admit they are being taken advantage of.
Some of them might not know any other life, don't see a future ahead for them, don't know how they're going to find their next meal or have a roof over their head. It's important so people understand that those resources are available for them. They can get out of that life, they can get away from that trafficker, and there are people here to help them do that.
Nessel says she was reminded by those in attendance that human trafficking is still very underreported. Nessel adds that she will now go to Lansing and wants to make more efforts to stop this issue. Tristan Kendrick, TV6 News, Manistee.
Thank you, Tristan. Research into potential environmental impacts from the Line 5 tunnel is still on schedule. That's what the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers told the Mackinac Straits Corridor Authority today. Enbridge says it wants to house a section of its Line 5 oil pipeline that crosses the bottom of the straits connecting Lake Huron to Lake Michigan. Under the current timeline, the report won't be issued until spring 2025. As part of the environmental impact statement, officials say the Corps is performing biological studies this summer.
Biological studies would be, would deal with impacts of the project to biological or plant or animal life in the surrounding area.
Right now, the tunnel would not be completed until 2030 at the earliest.
A little more detailed description.
In the meantime, you may use companies like Shipt or Instacart to get groceries delivered to your home, but bipartisan bills making their way through the state legislature would stop these services from being double taxed. Our state capitol correspondent Zachariah Wheaton looks at the issues facing grocery delivery companies and how supporters of this proposed legislation say it would make Michigan more business friendly.
Business research company Statista Consumer Insights says nearly 40% of U.S. consumers use grocery delivery services like Instacart and Shipt. However, those companies are paying extra to operate here in Michigan. As lawmakers are hoping to fix that, introducing legislation that would allow those companies to deduct sales tax from certain transactions.
They reached out and they said, hey, we love the state of Michigan. We love doing business with Meijer and Walmart and everybody, but we're getting double taxed, and that's not a good thing.
Under current Michigan law, delivery companies working with local merchants must collect and pay a sales tax on transactions, which is what you'd expect. Where the problem comes in is that those companies are essentially paying a second sales tax when they collect the tax from the consumer.
They probably came about before Shipt and Instacart were even a thought, and so it's just, is Michigan modernizing for these new businesses and for these new business models to make them, essentially attract them to the state of Michigan? And I think this bill would do that.
The bills would allow the Michigan Department of Treasury to let grocery delivery services to deduct sales tax they've paid to retailers from their own tax liabilities. Bill sponsor Republican Representative Graham Filler said the legislation would be a big help to companies like Shipt, who recently made layoffs back in October after seeing demand level off.
We talked to Treasury, which does the intake of taxes. They said, this is a real problem. We acknowledge that. And we said, okay, let's go forward.
Now, Representative Filler says he has spoke with the Treasury Department about the issue and says changes have to be made in order to make Michigan a more business-friendly state. I'm Zachariah Wheaton reporting for TV6 News, Lansing.
Thank you, Zachariah. The bills have been referred to committee. Representative Filler predicts they will move through the legislature quickly.
We are live in Hancock tonight. BridgeFest is underway and that parade just about to get started.
And our TV6 Houghton Hancock Bureau reporter Colin Jackson is live. Now, he's been on both sides of the bridges all evening. He tells us what more to expect this weekend. Colin.
Cody, Grace, good to hear from you. Yes, the weather is still perfect here. I don't think it's going to change at all for the rest of the night. Everyone's going to have an absolute blast. And speaking of blast, as you can see behind me, the BridgeFest parade has finally started. We have over 60 floats, organizations walking down Quincy Street. They're going to head over the Portage Lake Lift Bridge into Houghton for a massive parade that's... Every year it is incredible. But after this, there's going to be, people are going to hang out down at the park a little bit for some more of the vendors. But then going into tomorrow, there's going to be even more stuff going on. In the morning, there will be pickleball and tennis tournaments. And there'll also be a dunk tank down at Ray Kessner Park along with the vendors. In addition to that, you're also going to have a hot dog eating tournament. You're going to just have so much going on. And everyone has been looking forward to all these different activities ever since they first heard the lineup of the scheduled lineup. But there's even more to happen in the evening as a kind of closer for the majority of the events, such as the lighted boat tour along the canal running along Ray Kessner Waterfront Park, and then closing off with the fireworks display tomorrow evening. It's just going to be fantastic, and I'm looking forward to it myself. This is Colin Jackson, live from Hancock. Back to you, Cody and Grace.
Glad to have you out there. Thank you, Colin. At this hour, a sunny day for BridgeFest in Houghton County, as you saw.
Yeah, beautiful out there. But Cameron, is that going to last throughout the weekend?
Yeah, I would have to say so. It's going to be today and tomorrow are going to be the best days to enjoy the festivities. As you can see on College Avenue, the sun's at the right angle is kind of creating this rainbow glare on the top right here. When it comes to, or top left, excuse me. When it comes to the temperatures, today's highs were in the mid to high 60s for those near the coastline, but 70s in the inland portion. As over the last few hours, not a whole lot of movement, not a whole lot of clouds, and it's going to stay that way for the rest of the evening going into tomorrow morning, but there will be some clouds rolling into the western counties, and we do have some light chances of showers late tomorrow morning. When it comes to temperatures, they'll dip down into the lower 50s, but get back up into the 60s just before the afternoon in, say, Iron River. And this weekend's looking mostly good, but we have rain chances for Sunday. I'll time out what that looks like here in a minute. Back to you, Cody and Grace.
All right, thank you for that, Cameron. We'll check back in with you then. In the meantime, rural residents in Delta and Menominee counties can now visit a medical clinic on wheels. Public Health of Delta and Menominee counties is taking its new mobile clinic on the road to reach underserved communities. The clinic offers harm reduction services and supplies, including free Narcan. A nurse will do screenings for sexually transmitted infection, pregnancy testing, and give flu shots. She also says response so far has been positive.
People are curious by it, so they have a lot of questions, and a lot of people don't realize things that the health department offers. So it's a good way for us to get out to the community, especially rural areas where transportation is a barrier.
To learn when the unit will be in your area, go to uppermichigansource.com or the TV6 Fox UP mobile news app.
Shamco Lumber officially opened an expansion of its lumber mill. TV6's Iron Mountain Kingsford Bureau reporter Blake Ryerson shares how the company is bringing more economic progress to Iron County.
Business partners, community leaders, and residents of Iron County toured the Shamco Lumber Mill today. Shamco invited people to commemorate the opening of the mill's new expansion, which allows the mill to manufacture railroad ties. Iron County Economic Chamber Alliance Director Zach Hodela says the expansion is one of many ways Shamco businesses support Iron County.
We appreciate their financial investment, their human resource investment into Iron County, which plays a major part in the economic development, economic outlook here in Iron County, whether that's jobs and providing goods and services here.
Shamco Lumber co-owner and mill operation director John Richter partnered with Shamco Logging in 2018. He says Shamco's skills and values made it a perfect partner.
Shamco itself is such a family-orientated, help anybody out, and that's why we partnered. We really saw the value in that, and their expertise combined with myself has made this mill just amazing.
According to Richter, the whole expansion was a multi-million-dollar project. The machines are almost all under 10 years old, built from manufacturers from across the Midwest, from Ohio to Wisconsin. Richter says he hopes to make Shamco Lumber a model business in Iron County.
This area needs more businesses like ourselves, and we really try to make a good business, you know, good employees and good relationships with all the different municipalities. What we put back in Iron County, they put back into us, and it's a great relationship.
The mill employs 15 workers, all from Iron County. Blake Ryerson, TV6 News, Iron River.
Thank you, Blake. The Airstream of Northern Michigan is officially open.
They are inviting you to celebrate with games, live music, and a ribbon cutting. The dealership celebrated today with a taco truck, door prizes, and live music. The celebration continues tomorrow. Campfire Coffee will be there in the morning, and Black Rocks Brewery will host a taste testing in the afternoon. Airstream store manager says they are excited to serve the outdoor enthusiasts around Marquette County.
We found a big demand, so we have another store in Traverse City, and a lot of the requests that we had, and people were coming there from the UP, northern Wisconsin, so it was kind of ideal timing to bring this to the area.
The grand opening continues tomorrow from 10 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon.
A Delta County Women's Softball League might have to shut down after playing on the same field for 25 years. That's because the Masonville Township Board raised its ball field rates. The township says the increase would cover costs like trash bags and daily infield dragging. The Rapid River Field's only user right now is the Delta County Women's Slow Pitch League, and they say they can't afford it. The new rate is $100 per day. Last year, the league paid $600 for the season, and the new cost would have been $2,600. But the township board offered a compromise of $1,200. But the league says that is still too much.
I remember being 6 years old and standing on the side of the fence and couldn't wait to get out there to do what they're doing, right? And now I have that opportunity, and I want my daughter to have that same opportunity.
The league's petition is asking the board to repeal its decision. It currently has 293 signatures. Members plan to present it at the board meeting on June 18th at 7 in the evening at the Masonville Township Hall.
Still to come tonight.
It was a beautiful day out here at Red Fox Run Golf Course for the annual Superior Health Foundation golf outing. I'm TV6 senior reporter Jerry Tudor, and I'll tell you who this year's partner agency was coming up.
Learn investment history. Plan your investment future.
News tonight with Cody Boyer, Grace Blair, and meteorologist Noel Navarro.
There was great weather for golf this afternoon. The 12th annual Superior Health Foundation golf outing was held today in K.I. Sawyer.
TV6 senior reporter Jerry Tudor was there to find out who this year's partner agency was and how it's all raising money to improve health outcomes in Upper Michigan.
The 12th annual Superior Health Foundation golf outing brought teams of golfers out for friendly competition and to raise money for an Upper Michigan nonprofit group. This year's partner agency was the Dickinson Iron Community Services Agency, or DICSA. DICSA works to enhance the quality of life in Dickinson and Iron counties through various programs and support.
We run all kinds of different programs, from Meals on Wheels to transportation, weatherization, in-home services. We have a thrift store and food pantry, And then Family Ties Adult Center, which is the program that is receiving some funds today from the Superior Health Foundation Golf Outing.
After the teams finished, the new Superior Health Foundation Executive Director Megan Murphy presented Sommerfeld with a check for $5,000 for the Family Ties Adult Center. That money will be used to purchase new lift chairs and other supplies.
Dix is doing some really incredible work that's offering caregivers an opportunity to have some respite when they are working on, caring for a loved one and also trying to work a full-time job, care for their own families.
In addition to golf, the event also raised money through raffles and a silent auction. It also had a number of fun holes, including one featuring a cardboard cutout of the former SHF Executive Director, Jim LaJoy.
We've got a Mash the Marshmallow, where we're seeing who can putt a marshmallow the furthest. We've got a treasure chest, and we've got 5 keys that will open it for 5 prizes. And we've got a putt the golf ball through Jim's feet with this big cutout, and a hole-in-one contest.
The total amount of money raised during today's golf outing will be announced early next week. Jerry Tudor, TV6 News, K.I. Sawyer.
Still to come tonight, the Mud Run Sling returns next weekend, and there's still time to sign up next.
But first, from Wall Street, the stock market drifted to a mixed close today as caution crept into financial markets heading into the weekend. The Dow dropped 58 and Nasdaq gained 21.
Tonight, the state of emergency here in Baltimore. Should people be concerned about the safety of flying today? Closer to the Gaza border.
Every night at 11:10 Central.
The Northern Lights YMCA is accepting registrations for next Saturday's Mountain Mudsling.
The race around Pine Mountain takes people through obstacles and a mud pit. Registration costs $30 for YMCA members and $35 for non-members. The Northern Lights YMCA Dickinson Fitness Director says anyone can join the mudsling.
It's just a lot of fun. It's a family event, so everybody is welcome, all fitness levels, and it's just about coming out and having fun and joining the community.
You can register by this Sunday to get a Mountain Mud Sling 2024 t-shirt. And it's warming up outside, but rain will be back this weekend.
Cameron's timing it all out next in your full forecast.
Good evening. Mostly sunny skies along College Avenue as temperatures are decreasing, but still 60 degrees, so it's going to feel a little nice out there. Same conditions for Marquette says. Right now we are anticipating sunnier skies across the Upper Peninsula, but for any travel plans you do have, Sunday is the day to keep in mind as we do have rain chances in the forecast for that day. Leading up to Sunday, really not a whole lot moving on. We're looking at partly cloudy skies and some light showers in the far western corners of the Upper Peninsula tomorrow morning. As we get into Sunday, we'll see that system arrive, and that's when temperatures are going to be even warmer. They'll be in the higher 70s for tomorrow, and even in the 80s. This can be possible for Sunday. That system comes from the southwest. Looking at the Central Plains system, moves in on Sunday morning. Could be on the light to moderate side in most areas, but thunder showers can't be ruled out either in isolated areas going towards around the western counties. As when it's set to wrap up, that's going to be around Monday afternoon as one last round of rain can move in portions of the western counties. Hazards from this setup on the moderate side at best. We're looking at winds around 30 to 35 miles per hour. Gusts could be a tiny bit higher in some areas. Rain will be on the moderate side, but some places could still experience heavy downpours in some portions. When it comes to rainfall amounts, that's going to be highest in the central and western counties, looking towards around a half inch or closer to an inch in some areas. When it comes to the setup of this week, it's going to be warm into this weekend, but even warmer into next week. Temperatures rise into the 80s by the start of Monday, and we're looking at even warmer temperatures for Tuesday. That's going to be the hottest day of the week. Could be humid in some areas and allow for rain chances going into Tuesday and Wednesday as we slowly return back to the 70s for next Thursday and Friday. So be sure to enjoy the bountiful sun conditions for Saturday and Sunday.
Thank you, Cameron. Your TV6 Night Report is at 10/9 Central Time tonight on Fox UP.
Ben Kuchner-Kavich joins us with what's ahead. Ben?
Thank you, Grace and Cody. New tonight, why MNA nurses voted to authorize a second strike at My Michigan Medical Center Sioux. What nurses want from a contract and how long a possible strike could last. Plus, what Sands Township leaders have to say about their proposed 5-year recreation plan. All that and more coming up tonight at 10/9 Central on Fox UP. Grace, Cody.
Thank you, Ben. Coming up next, Camp 911 is coming to Calumet.
And what special visitors will be there after this? In your parting shot, registration is now open for an upcoming Camp 911 in Houghton County.
Aspirus Health, Mercy EMS, and UP Health System Portage are making this camp possible. 6th grade students from across the area can sign up and learn all about safety from first responders. They'll learn about topics such as CPR, tour rescue vehicles, and even try out a smokehouse to learn about fire safety. There will even be newcomers to this year's camp.
The Coast Guard's going to come in and do a pretty big segment on water safety. We just kind of felt that was lacking in the camps previous.
I think it's important kids will learn a lot of skills, life-saving or what to do in case of an emergency, how to treat an emergency.
The camp will be held in August at the Mercy EMS headquarters. It will run across August 13th and 14th. To find out how to register, go to uppermichigansource.com or the TV6 and Fox UP mobile news app. Registration ends on Monday. All useful things.
Absolutely.
Those smokehouses are an interesting thing on their own, just being able to go in there and feel that environment for,
Yeah, it's very different, not quite anything like it.
Yeah, that'll be a good experience for all. That's all for your news tonight. TV6 Late News is at 11:10 Central.
NBC Nightly News is next. Have a great night.